We're here with Jessica Omoto from Homeowners Design Center, and you guys recently did a remodel called for the Yamamotos. It was a kitchen remodel. Can you tell us a little bit about the family or the owner of the home and kind of why they were contacting you for help?
They wanted to go ahead and update their kitchen as well as take down a wall that separated what they were using as a dining room and the kitchen area. And they wanted to open that space up and to make it one large continuous space. And then they wanted to incorporate an island that would now serve the purpose of the dining area.
Okay. And was it a family that has, children, or kind of did the mom or woman kind of want for a social aspect, or was it more of a kind of feng shui, just wanting to open up the space? Did they give any kind of background as far as why they were specifically asking for the wall to be taken down especially?
They wanted to have the wall taken down just to create a larger kitchen. It was a very small kitchen, not very functional, not a lot of counter space. They do have one son still living in the home, and so they don't really need a huge dining area, but enough to at least accommodate 3 people. And then they do have another son that's away in college, so when he comes home, they'd like to be able to have him dine as well, which would create they have a 2-tier island. So we have one upper level that will seat 3, and then a lower level that will seat 2.
Oh, perfect. That's wonderful. Yeah, I was looking at it. And as far as the color scheme for the cabinetry and things like that, I'm noticing that it was kind of very beautiful pastel. Were they very hands-on about choosing that, or was that more something that they kind of let you come in and suggest the design?
They actually, the husband actually knew what colors he wanted to go with. So he actually was more of the driving force for the color scheme he was looking for, and then we helped to steer him in a direction for the upper and the tall storage that was painted to be in combination with colors that were in the lower cabinet. So we brought in a couple different custom painted door samples for him to choose from, and then he finally settled on the color that he went with.
Okay, and just for the listeners, can you kind of describe the color? It looks like, to me, when I'm looking at the pictures, it's kind of this pale, almost like a sea blue. Is that correct that I'm seeing? Very pretty.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. And can you tell us a little bit about the materials, the exact materials that you use for the different features?
So for his cabinetry, it is a high-density fiberboard door that's been painted. And then we have on the lower cabinets, it's actually a thermostructured laminate. So it has some texture to it, but yet it looks like a wood, but it's actually a laminate. So it's quite durable product. And then it has some of those blues and grays in it that pulls the paint color to tie in. And then they went with the countertops with the quartz. So it's a very durable product, non-porous, no maintenance, no resealing.
Okay, and so it's, as I'm looking at it, it sounds like the wooden aesthetic, so it looks very much like wood, but it has the low maintenance and the highly durable aspect of the fiberboard. So that's kind of the best of both worlds right there.
Yes.
And as far as if you were going to give anyone advice as far as, what did the old kitchen you said was pretty small. It was kind of more, I don't want to put words in your mouth, I don't want to say cramped, but they definitely, felt more closed in, that they were wanting the open space. If you were to describe this remodel, what would you say that you did, as far as kind of just nutshelling it, that you opened up the space? What else?
Well, we opened up the space, and then we also added against the far back wall, which was once the dining area, some cabinetry and storage that they could use as either a display area or as a buffet when they have gatherings and get-togethers. So we not only added internal space within the kitchen as far as countertop use, but also adding that buffet area.
Okay, and now is that something that they kind of had in mind when they came in, or was that something that your designers actually said, suggested to them adding?
They actually kind of had this in mind. Yeah, this client was very fun to work with, very easy to work with. They kind of knew what they wanted to do. I think it was something that they had been planning for a while to do, and so they were finally able to achieve that ideal kitchen that they wanted. So they kind of knew what they wanted to do, and then we just gave them the little fine-tuning and the little tweaks to make it all happen.
Perfect, and it's absolutely beautiful. Now, if someone that was a little different than this particular family, because this family definitely did seem like the ideal customers that really knew what they were looking for and had very specific ideas. If someone were to come in that, was kind of new to the remodeling, didn't really know as far as they knew what they were going after, say they knew they wanted to open up the space, but they didn't really know mechanically or getting right down to, brass tacks. Would that be something that, your company could walk them through and kind of give them the options that they might not even know are out there?
Absolutely. We use a computer-assisted program. So once we've either looked at plans like blueprints or we've gone out to take measurements of the actual rooms and spaces, we're able to throw that into the computer and play around with taking down walls, opening up spaces, and actually showing them a couple of different ways that they could rearrange the kitchen or change the kitchen.
So they're actually able to, through your technology, through the system that you use in your computer, they're actually able to see a kind of a rendering of what their space really could look like for the people that are more image-oriented. Yes. That's wonderful. And is that something that's new?
Yes. No, it's a program that we've been using for a long time.
Wonderful. Okay, is there anything else that you'd like to add about the remodel that we're missing, Jessica?
No, this project was fun. We got to do 2 different tones, which is not something we get to do a lot. And then I always loved being able to take down walls and open up the space. So that was a really, really good aspect of this project.
Okay, thank you so much for your time today, Jessica. We really appreciate it.
No problem.